What is going on, gamers, nerds, and geeks? This is your boy, A to the P, Albert Perkins, right here, live streaming again for the second night in a row. Tonight we're going to be talking about a little bit of Xbox.
Just a little bit.
So it's going down. This is your boy, A to the P, Albert Perkins. I am here alongside my co-host, Mark Kriska. Mark, what is going on, man? How you doing tonight, bro?
Oh, I am doing well. Just got done with the Xbox conference, got all my notes in order. I can't wait to talk about it. I need to get all these words off my chest or else I'll explode. So
I hear you, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. Microsoft made a lot of exclusive announcements. I mean, they had a ton of exclusives to show off to the crowd, as well as world premieres as well.
Yeah, they had a bunch of world premieres.
Yeah. And then the big thing that ended up going down was, you know, the announcement of all the acquisitions of different studios.
Oh, yeah, and they have...
Did you see that coming, man? I did not see that coming.
I knew they acquired the first four.
Okay.
Playground was just announced, or leaked, I guess I should say, it's a better word, I think 3 or 4 days ago. So I knew they acquired that one. It blew me away whenever I heard that news, that they didn't already acquire them, because they've been making Forza games for, like, you know, ever. So that one didn't surprise me. The two that surprised me was Coalition. I'm sorry, not Coalition. That's who does Gears. It is. Let's see. Why can't I think of the name? The people who are doing the one who is doing We Happy Few.
Oh man, I know exactly which dude you're talking about. Yeah.
And then Ninja Theory. That one hurt. That one hurt me good because I love Ninja Theory and I'm a PlayStation gamer. They've given me one of my favorite Devil May Cry games, DMC. They've given me Hellblade. They've given me Heavenly Sword, which was an exclusive PlayStation game.
Heavenly Sword. Oh, you're taking it back.
Yeah, and they also did Enslaved, which was really, really good. Probably one of their most successful games. Wasn't really up my alley, but like whenever they announced they acquired Ninja Theory, the first thing that ran through my head was, what does this mean for the next Ninja Theory game? Is Xbox going to be treating these guys? I don't know what Xbox's definition of exclusive is. That's my problem, because they own,
as far as like timed exclusives go, or
anything. So all their exclusives are on PC. You can get any Xbox exclusive on PC. So whenever it says exclusive, it's not true technically. If you have a gaming PC with Windows 10 on it, you can play literally all the games that were announced today.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, because it's if you get, you know, one of those games on, like you just mentioned, like you get one of the games on an Xbox and it's on Windows PC, then yeah, you have it on PC as well. You're right. Yeah,
and then they kept throwing around world exclusive. Obviously, first trailer means it's on all platforms. Exclusive game means it's exclusive to Windows and Xbox. So like Gears of War and Halo and all that stuff. I have no idea to this day and I can't believe they're still using it, because I haven't found an explanation on it anywhere. What does what is it? It's gotta go back to my notes. Console launch exclusive. What the hell does that mean? Like, okay,
I would assume that's like a timed exclusive, maybe? Is that what?
So last year I thought it was the games launching with Xbox One X. Now there's no new hardware coming out, and they're still throwing around that title.
Yeah.
I have no idea what console launch exclusive means. Like, is it like, so it's the first time it's on consoles and it's going to be exclusive permanently, or it's the first time it's on consoles and it's only timed exclusive? I don't know.
Like I feel like it's just like a fancy way to say, you know, timed exclusive. I don't think it's necessarily, you know, a console exclusive.
Yeah, because they throw that word around too, console exclusive, which again isn't true because you can play it on PC. Other than that, though, like that's some of my like tiny gripes with it. Overall, like this conference was great.
Oh, yeah. absolutely.
I'm not sure if it did what it needed to do. We won't find that out until Nintendo and PlayStation have their conference.
Yeah.
If Nintendo and PlayStation have very, very mediocre conferences, and Xbox blew it out of the park, then this did everything that Xbox needed and Microsoft needed to do to get people to go out, buy an Xbox, have an Xbox, and game on that system. As of right now, they've given me really no reason to still turn on my Xbox. I have an Xbox. I have no idea what Halo Infinite is.
I mean, they showed the trailer. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Until it got to Master Chief. That's my problem. Like,
right.
It looked phenomenal, and then you see Master Chief with his helmet standing there, and I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be new armor or if it he looked like he was straight out of Halo 2. And
I was gonna say it was the whole trailer seemed like it paid a lot of homage to the first and second games overall. There was a lot of wildlife going on in there as well, which kind of threw me off at first. I was like, is this Halo or is it something different? What is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then it's on Halo. Like they zoom over and you see that you're on Halo. So
yeah, great.
So I'm interested in that. I like Halo. I've played all of them. I'm interested to see, and he put Cortana in. So if you've played all the new Halo games, he either got a new AI or this is a prequel, maybe like Master Chief before Reach or something. But then they wouldn't know what the Halos were. I don't know. I don't know when this game takes place. I was expecting it to say Halo Infinite, and then the letters just flip and it say Battle Royale. Yeah. I was expecting something, but
that would have been crazy.
Yeah, but it's a trailer. It's a teaser trailer. Yeah, that's all we needed. I have a hard time because I am biased. I go into these kinds of conferences as a PlayStation fan, from a PlayStation perspective, liking the conferences that PlayStation does, and just I feel bad because I go in there with a more of a negative approach, trying to find oh, that was really cool.
Wrong with it,
but it could have been that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There were a few things that I just couldn't find something wrong with though. So Captain Spirit. The people who made Life is Strange are making a game called Captain Spirit, and it looks so good.
Well, I think it's actually it's
in the Life is Strange.
Are they making it?
I don't think it's Don't Nod.
Okay. Yeah,
because they're working on Life is Strange 2, but this takes place inside the same universe.
Same universe, right? Yeah.
So
that looks pretty cool. I absolutely love Life is Strange. It's one of those games, one of those few games that's actually, honestly made me cry.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I played before the storm, the bonus episode.
Yeah,
I was bawling at the end of that episode. God. I'm not afraid to admit it, man.
There's some games out there that do it to me all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god! I was like, this is so moving. It's amazing. Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff, though. But there's a lot of yeah, exactly. So that was something that I really enjoyed. I also really enjoyed the look at Ori and the Willow and the Wisp. I love the Ori games, so that was a huge plus for me as well.
Sequel there, yeah, it looked fantastic.
Yeah,
very beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous art style. I wrote down here. Now we're jumping over. We're not going in order of these games' releases or anything like that. I'm just going through my notes and touching on points that I really enjoyed. So Session, the new skating game that's coming out.
Yeah. You know what? I actually had to step away for 1 quick second, and I had saw that it was some kind of skate game, but I didn't catch the title of that. Okay, so that's what that is.
Yeah, it's called Session.
Okay.
Immediate reaction: holy crap, a skate game! Skate the capital S skate game.
Yeah.
I thought this was Skate 3, and then my immediate second reaction is screw you, EA, for not showing this at your conference. You should have come out guns blazing, showing everything you possibly have.
You were just talking them yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, why
and then it said Session, and it's a console exclusive, or whatever that means to Xbox. It's not on PlayStation or Nintendo. That's easy. And that I got excited for that. Got really excited for Devil May Cry 5. Blew me away. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Blew me away that it was on Xbox's stage.
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
How about Battletoads, man? Battletoads, I mean, that's an OG for me. Played it back in the old NES days. It's super cool, but they didn't really show too much of it, which tells me, it's still early stages.
It's still early stages. My fear for Battletoads, not even my problem, my fear is that they're only doing it because the fans are asking for it. It's not like...
They've been asking for it for like 3 years now, right?
Yeah, ever since Battletoads showed up in, what was it? The fighting game that's on Xbox. I'm blanking on the name of it. It's a free game, Killer Instinct. They showed up in Killer Instinct. And that set a lot of people off wanting a Battletoads game. Then they showed up in the new Steven Spielberg movie, Ready Player One.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
They did make a cameo in that.
There are so many. So like that just ignited the fuel even more. Now, I am completely okay with bringing old IPs back in a new light. Obviously, Crash Bandicoot is my baby. I love the fact that they brought Crash back. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad. It just gave me that vibe with the voiceover and with the way they presented it. Of like, hey, we hear you, so we're just going to make it. Like, if it said Rare, whenever it came up, like Rare was making a Battletoads game. Oh my god, like.
Yeah.
Like,
but Rare's gone though, so it's like...
Yeah, but I thought they were owned by Xbox.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think you're right. That's right.
Yeah, because they're Rare Replay.
Yeah, I was thinking that they were debunked. You're right though. Yes.
Yeah, so they're not like, as far as we know, they're not doing anything. They might, like, why couldn't have this been Rare? Like, if you're gonna redo it, give it to the people who made it. Like,
yes. A rare game if it was to pop up on the screen, I would have been like,
done. Let's see what this is. Like, it's either gonna be Viva Pinata, Banjo-Kazooie, or Battletoads, if we're being, or Perfect Dark, I guess. But that blew me away. Or not, that didn't blow me away. That's what that made me feel. It just made me feel like it's being done because the fans want it, which is great. Give the fans what they want, but also make a good game. Like, bring people over that know the property, that care about the franchise. Don't give me a Duke Nukem Forever or like something along those lines.
Yeah, I hope it's not something that's just kind of like, like you mentioned, Duke Nukem Forever, where we're just kind of like cutting corners and we're just kind of getting by, if you will, just to make sure that hey, we're satisfying what the fans asked for. Here's your Battletoads game, and then at the end of the day, it freaking sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be horrible. So I really hope that they're able to deliver something to the fans that they want and what they care about.
They also, Nier Automata, and since the acquisition of Ninja Theory, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which I think was already on Xbox. There are PlayStation exclusives coming over to Xbox, which is great. Everybody should get out and play those games. Those are really, really good games. But so I hate for this, and I don't want to get a lot of hate for this. The Crackdown 3 trailer was utter garbage to me.
Yeah, it was. It feels like I'm with you on that. Actually, it seems like it was rushly pushed together.
Like, I love Terry Crews though.
Oh, Terry Crews is the man, right? I mean...
But it was just, it felt like a knockoff Saints Row 3 trailer back in 2009. Like, if somebody tried to make a bootleg Saints Row 3 while Saints Row 3 was like the best game that could be possibly made at the time. Like, it was, now granted, it's not for me. I'm not a Crackdown fan, never have been a Crackdown fan. Not that I dislike it, it doesn't interest me enough to play it. Brian, one of the co-writers at Mammoth, he absolutely loves Crackdown 3, and he thought the game looked spot on, like the overtop 80s feeling and vibe. It didn't even feel like Terry Crews cared about it. like whenever he was doing the voiceover stuff.
Yeah, he's just kind of like going through the motions. That's what. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just go through the motions of things. You gotta give it your all. Maybe it just wasn't a very good trailer. Maybe, you know.
Maybe, yeah. Like, that game isn't supposed to be cinematic in that sense. It's supposed to be Saints Row, run around, blow everything up with a whole bunch. And I was upset with them for missing the great dad joke they could have made. He had a duck gun, and he said, what did he say? He said something like, what's quacking, mother, and then it like cut before he said the F word.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been just said, what's quacking, mother duckers. Like, they could have just used the duck word and replaced it. But whatever. That's nothing here nor there. But that I was disappointed in. I was honestly hoping that they weren't going to show Crackdown 3, and since it's delayed to 2019, and just like hide it, bury it, and then whenever the game's ready, be like, it's out. It's out now. Go play it. Like,
the more they I've noticed are starting to be a little more more often. You start seeing more often where as they're working on the game that you don't even know about, and then it's like, well, in the best news, it's available now, you know.
Exactly.
Like that seem like they're really starting to kind of take off a little bit. I've noticed over the past couple years at E3.
Yeah, and again, I'm biased for just transparency and everything like that, but like kind of even like what Sony does. So Sony had The Last Guardian forever, kept delaying it. When that game came out, it was just a blog post saying, hey, this game's coming out. Like, we're sorry it took so long. We do not expect this to do well. We're not marketing this game at all. If you cared about this game prior, you know about this game now. Like, that's who we care about. The people who cared about us, go and get it. And that's how Crackdown should be handling it. Like, Crackdown has been through hell. And you're gonna, like, continue to market it like it's this great, over-the-top, like, the next crown jewel in Xbox. It's not going to be. Although, I would not be surprised if they pull a Crackdown 1 and pop a Halo trailer or a Halo beta in it and just watch the copies fly off the shelves, because I feel like that's the only reason Crackdown 1 sold is because it had a Reach beta in it. So, or Halo 3? Halo 3 or Halo Reach, or ODST. One of the three Halo games that came around the Xbox 360 time. But, the games that I was completely floored about them being on the conference, so what is it, Skiro? Shadows Die Twice.
Game that from Software and Activision.
And Activision?
Yeah, I was like,
Activision? What? Like not Namco Bandai or like, you know, or Microsoft. Like that blew me away. I saw Activision come up and I was like, what the hell is going on?
That got me too. I was like, oh really? Okay.
Yep. But that game looks really cool. Troy Baker, I'm almost positive, was doing the narrating of the trailer. Immediately got me like, ooh, what's this? I need to know what this is. Troy Baker's in it.
Dude, he should just do voiceover for like
everyone. I agree. Like, he's so good. But that looked really good. Another game that I was completely floored that I was even there was Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes. Yes. Oh man. That's amazing, dude.
I cannot wait for this game. I wrote an article about it of like a year and a half ago. I'm still in the process. Like the story so far, it's that intensive. Like it's ridiculous, that story, and I'm still so upset. My article kind of got ripped apart, but in short, the article was either bring all the Kingdom Hearts games to Xbox or don't bring this one to Xbox. And they're not bringing any of the other ones, and they're bringing this game in.
And people took it the wrong way, I recall.
Yeah, they did. Because, granted, the title was kind of fire-catchery. Kingdom Hearts 3 shouldn't be on Xbox. And then I stand by that unless you bring them all over. But like even the reaction of the crowd, you could tell that there were some people that played Kingdom Hearts and they were clapping. Like it wasn't a response that Kingdom Hearts should be getting. I'm sorry, Kingdom Hearts has orchestras that go around every year, like an orchestra dedicated to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's a D23. Like it breaks my heart seeing this game being almost force-fed down people who don't know what the game is. Like, it's not their fault. If they're Xbox fans, grew up on Xbox, never played these games, whatever. But Tetsuya, I think I'm saying this right. Tetsuya Nomura, the creative director, I feel like I'm saying it very wrong.
You're probably a lot closer to what a lot of other people would have attempted.
Yeah, maybe. He's been quoted saying that this game's not going to hold your hand through the story. It's just going to start.
Oh, like, wow. So we're not
there's not going to be, like...
anything.
No. So, there's another writer for Mammoth that him and I are having a conversation right now, because he's played all of them, and so have I, and there's things in the trailer that were like, I don't really understand this plot point. Us, who played all 9 games. So that was exciting for me and surprising to see on the Xbox stage. The only problem I had with the trailer, there's only one, and there was no effect noise going on. Whenever like somebody would swing a sword, or whenever somebody would punch, or like roll, or smash the ground, there was no sound effect.
Yeah, we talked about this pre-show. I think you said it was just straight up voiceovers, right?
Voiceover and music, and that's it. So like, now that could have just been something on the trailer side. That doesn't show anything to do with the game. And your thing this morning was dead on, January 29th, 2019 for the release date.
Yeah.
A good catch there, 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah. Actually woke up from a nightmare and I was like, oh man. And so then I checked my phone and I was like, holy crap, they have a release date for Kingdom Hearts 3.
They immediately took it down too. So like, it was an accidental tweet that. So, but it was right. It's slated for 2019, beginning of 2019. Still technically 2018, the end of 2018 for a physical quarter. So if they hit that, that's amazing. This is the first trailer we got with American voice acting. Which,
you're right.
Like, that was my jumping point. That's whenever I was going to start believing this game was close. Whenever I heard Haley Joel Osment as Sora, that's whenever I knew, because they kept saying, "Oh, this game's coming out this year. This game's coming out this year," and everything we saw was Japanese voicing, that's where the game is made. I completely understand, but like, the game's supposed to launch simultaneously across the world. You're not showing this region their native language, what's going on. But no, they're already voice acting. They showed other characters. It wasn't just Sora, Goofy, and Donald in American voices. So I am psyched for this game. I am allowing myself to finally start getting hyped for this game.
It's gonna be absolutely amazing, man. There's so many people that are hyped and ready for this game. It seems like it's been, oh my gosh, it just seems like it's been so long.
It's been...
they went ahead and announced it originally in the first place.
It's been 4 years since an official announcement at the PlayStation conference, yeah.
Why, I guess just to build the hype, I'm like, why are we going to announce it?
Well...
I remember I pre-ordered that game right whenever they announced it, and the pre-order price at the time, it was like $40 on Amazon, and I'm like, wow, I got this game for $40, and it's gonna be like 60, you know, like... yeah, it's gonna be a full-fledged game, and that was... They announced that game before they announced Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was the year before Final Fantasy VII Remake they announced it. Okay.
And they've definitely been hard at work on it. Everybody who's played it so far says it plays like a PlayStation 2 game, but it looks beautiful. So, honestly...
That's interesting. That might not be a good thing.
It's probably not, but like, if we're being 100% honest, the Kingdom Hearts fan, there is a very, very small group. If anybody follows Kind of Funny, Tim Geddes, he's in this group, plays Kingdom Hearts because it's fun. Literally everybody else wants to know what's happening. Like, the game could play like garbage, and if the story is there, they will muscle their way through it to find out what happens.
Just to know, yeah.
Yeah, because like the story...
They're amazing storytellers.
I don't understand how anybody made this story. Like, this story literally is mind-numbing. But that's all. That's why I'm writing an article about the story so far. It's going to be like an eight article piece. Nice. Because
you it's put it all together and just make it a bunch of pages, I guess.
It's going to be 9 games, and each one I have to go through each plot and how they all connect, and how they all and how they all lead into Kingdom Hearts 3. Metro Exodus.
Yes.
Jumping off of Kingdom Hearts, because I can talk about Kingdom Hearts all day. Looks great. I've always been a Metro fan. Always wanted it on PlayStation. Finally got Metro Redux, or I'm sorry, Metro Last Light on PlayStation. And then they brought Metro 2033 over. Went back and played that. I cannot wait for Exodus. It looks so good.
It looks amazing. Just graphically, just insane. One that I, at the very end of the press event there for Xbox that I thought looked incredible was Cyberpunk.
Oh, another game that I cannot believe that showed up on Xbox. Now, CD Red has always been kind of Xbox oriented with Witcher. They've been exclusive Xbox games up until 3. But I thought for sure they were going to show this. Like, Sony has that number, like those numbers, and I'm so used to companies being like, well, that's where the numbers are. I'm going to head over there to that conference. But they didn't. CD Projekt again shows that they are humans, not companies.
Yes.
They showed up on the Xbox conference, and this game looks lit. This game looks so good.
So smooth. It looks like it's done already. I was like, damn.
And like just the visual style, and it just oozes 80s in this super futuristic 2077 world.
Yes.
And I like that's the kind of stuff I get behind. Like, I love 80s. But the thing I like about the 80s is when the 80s try to be way more futuristic than they are. Like Back to the Future, Stranger Things, all this stuff. Like there's just something about that thought process of what they thought the future was going to be.
Right.
That just
the whole flying car thing.
It just makes me so excited. And this is straight up 80s inside of a futuristic setting. I'm way more sci-fi than I am fantasy, so this game's gonna catch me way more than Witcher ever did. I cannot wait for this game. I can't wait to find out more about it. I can't wait to find out anything about it. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be so good.
Insane, man. It blew me away from what I saw. I was like, holy cow. It's like, sign me the heck up for that. It just looked so finished, man.
That was gameplay.
It's like it's done already.
Yeah, they didn't show any game, they didn't show any, HUD or, movement or anything like that, but everything at the bottom is that all in-game footage, and I was just like, whatever, like that, holy crap. But okay. But that game, that game looks so good. Then there were so many game announcements. Tales of Vesperia is getting remade. Another game I didn't expect to see on Xbox's stage because it's a very, very Japanese game, not to be stereotypical, but Xbox is usually primarily Western games and Western culture.
Right.
So that was holy crap.
Caught you by surprise there, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Black Desert was announced, which looks like a really cool MMORPG. New Cuphead DLC.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Cuphead is a huge hit,
That, again, didn't expect it to get... I knew it was going to get DLC, but didn't expect to see it. They showed it on stage. I wanted to play Cuphead really, really bad. Though I started hearing... I'm not good at hard games, or, side-scrollers, platformers like Mario and stuff like that. And I heard that it was harder than Super Meat Boy from a lot of different outlets.
And I've heard a lot of people say this is, it sounds like it would be on the top rage quit games list that we did back in Game Center back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that. I will admire this game from afar. I love the look of this game. I wish that I could play it and experience it, and I can. I have an Xbox. It's just I don't want to ever have a bad feeling about this game, so I don't want to play it and get super mad at it. But I'm so excited that it exists. It looks It's just one of my favorite looking games of all time. That old Mickey cartoon.
Old vintage cartoons from like, what I guess it would be like the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah, like original Mickey. Yeah. They announced Tunic, which looks, Brian described it as a furry Zelda, which is hilarious, and it's a pretty dead-on description of it. Yeah, and then, like, I'm just trying to get through all the little things that they announced, because we didn't touch on the big things outside of Cyberpunk.
Right.
They announced the new the exclusive, time-exclusive DLC for Battlefield, the story DLC. They announced new PUBG map. I believe it's a new map, but it's a new mode, which is surprising. Didn't think that would be happening. I guess to me it's not a big game. You guys will get this when we do the Bethesda recap. I don't understand anything Bethesda does ever. You announce Rage, well, it leaks, then you announce it, then you just come out and announce Fallout, like, out of nowhere, and then you show it on the Xbox stage hours before your press conference later that night. Like, what do you think that
I don't know what they plan on showing, man. I don't know how I mean, it's cool, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
but what are you
we're gonna get it regardless.
I don't know unless it's gonna be unless it's something that we haven't necessarily seen yet.
It's gonna be Rage 2 gameplay. It's gonna be Fallout 76 gameplay probably, and maybe a new IP. The problem is I think Bethesda fans are so Bethesda that they can do whatever they want and they can get away with it, which is fine. That, like, there's no rhyme or reason for an E3 conference. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
But, like, I don't like Bethesda, and I haven't for a very long time. And they're just
here we go.
They're just making it very easy for me to continue to dislike them. This isn't even a thing that makes me dislike them. It's just a thing where I'm like, what do you think E3 is? What do you think E3 is? E3 is for announcements.
Right.
And if you're not gonna, like, you pay for this stage, you have press and fans coming to your stage to see the things you're announcing, and you go, just kidding, we're gonna announce it all over the place. We're gonna announce it, we're gonna tell you what, like, all the surprises gone, all the reveals gone. It's just gonna be this. We're gonna have you come in and we're gonna show you an in-depth dive to Fallout 76, which for Fallout fans, they're going to go nuts. They're going to love it. But for me, who's not a Fallout fan, I'm going to be bored out of my mind watching this Bethesda conference just so we can go to do the recap. I'm gonna be honest right now, and I probably got way more heat off of those words than I ever did for saying what I did about Crackdown. But it's true. Hopefully, we may not have the Bethesda Reacts tonight after the conference, but tomorrow we will, and hopefully we have 3 people on it.
Yes.
Just so it's not me ranting and smashing it into the ground. And, like, I know that I am in a very, very small group of people, but whatever. They announced Sea of Thieves DLC, 2 of them, actually.
I mean, that's a console selling video game, so
yeah.
It's the fact that they're still adding things to it, you know.
I lied. That's what Rare's working on. I said earlier I didn't know what Rare was working on. I completely forgot. Right? Yeah, I completely forgot they did Sea of Thieves, and they're doing it. I feel like kind of the industry forgot about Sea of Thieves. It's good.
It's good, you know. Yeah.
Good. It got like very medium scores. The problem is Xbox needs 10s and 9s, and they're just not getting them, and which is unfortunate. But hopefully,
a lot of 8s.
Yeah, with these next few titles we're about to talk about, they're going to be some bangers.
You want to talk about Gears 5?
Yeah, so they trolled the hell out of everybody at this stage. Yes. They show the Gears logo, the crowd erupts, and a pop vinyl jumps through the frickin' wall.
You're like cracking up. I was like, what? Dude, when that pop bottle came up, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm like, what is this?
I literally wrote, I don't know if you guys can see this. Are you kidding me? Gears. And that was before they announced the other two games. So then they announced Gears Tactics, which is a PC only game.
Right.
And I wrote down Gears Tactics, ... more of Are You Kidding Me? Because he comes out, Coalition comes out like, yeah, we're working on this, we're really, like, this app game. We're making this Pop Funko app game for Gears of War. But don't worry, we're also working on this Tactics game. Everyone got really, and then you let me down again, bro.
Yeah,
like, you didn't say 5, you didn't say Gears 5.
In the Microsoft Theater, it started getting kind of quiet in there. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Like, you know what your fans want. Why are you doing this to them? And then they announced it. Then they announced Gears 5, and this Gears, it's fun for me. And I don't know if anybody else draws these comparisons. Gears of War and God of War are not similar in any way except for brutality. Mm-hmm. But they follow the same trajectory, if you notice. So up until Gears 4 did. Sure. So Gears 1, God of War 1, both well received and super, super great. Gears 2 and God of War 2 erupted. People loved the hell out of them. Then you get Gears 3 and God of War 3, and people erupted even more and loved the hell out of them. Then you get Gears Judgment and God of War Ascension, and everyone hated them. For the most part, from what I've heard from Gears, I didn't play Judgment. From what I heard, Gears Judgment was just nah. Then you get Gears 4, which is just kind of more of the same. From what I heard, it was a very lukewarm response. And then they announced Gears 5, and they show the trailer. It follows not a new female character, the female character that's been in it.
Right, yeah, she was in the previous game, I believe, right?
Yeah, but now you get to play as her now, and she has this cool backstory, it seems like.
And it looks like she's going to be driving a lot of the plot from what we saw. I mean, she said there's something, inside.
There's something going.
To figure out what's,
Yep. And it's something Locust, which is really interesting, really cool. And it seems like a much more personal interaction between people, and like, it's not just this war. It changes people, and you see a chainsaw ripping through a locust. It seems like that's on the side. That's like the same way that God of War did it. Like, you have Kratos and Atreus, and it's a story about Kratos and Atreus. It just happens to be in this fantastic boy. Exactly. And that's what Xbox needs to do. They need to make a personal story. It doesn't even need to be the focus of the thing in the trailers or in the fans' eyes, but if you focus on story and making a very deep emotional story and then building up from that, the gameplay is gonna show that. The game from there, correct. Yeah, yep. Like Last of Us, God of War, even narrative heavy games like Gone Home, and like they just ooze this like emotional raw. And Life is Strange, like there's very little gameplay to Life is Strange. Oh yeah. But like it's like a Telltale game almost. So like they need this stuff. Yeah, they need this stuff, and I'm happy to see Gears going in that direction. Gears has always fascinated me. I just have never been able to really sink my teeth into it. It's always been it bites back a little bit too hard for me. But I will play all of them and go into Gears 5 if Gears 5 is how I think it's going to be. They announced Just Cause 4.
Just Cause 4.
No one saw that coming.
Man, not at all. Sign up for some Demolition, man. I love that game. Half the people that play Just Cause don't even play the plot. They just love to blow things up.
Yeah.
You could just I'm gonna steal this helicopter and then I'm gonna crash it into this building or whatever. But before I do that, I'm gonna parachute out, and then on my way down, I'm gonna
flying over. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the grappling hook, and grapple onto this mountain, and as I'm grappling, I'm gonna be like, It's just, oh my god, I freaking love it. It's just like all about explosions, blowing things up, man. And what can you say? It looked great.
It looks great. Apparently, it has like the strongest physics engine we've ever seen in a video game before. which I don't even want to know what Just Cause 4 looks like with a crazy over-the-top physics engine, like, but it's there, it exists, and Walmart Canada, you're looking like you're extremely credible now.
Walmart Canada just completely ruined E3 for everybody, bro.
Oh my god, yeah. Like if Borderlands 3 isn't on the Sony stage, I don't know what to. I don't know. Like that just means Walmart Canada happened to get things right. Maybe. Another game that we finally saw more of is Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes. Yes.
Which looks really good. I don't mean to be negative. It seems like Sony just. It's hard for me to know if I'm interested in things Sony shows because I'm a Sony fan, or if I'm a Sony fan because they show the things I'm interested in. But I've just never been a huge Tomb Raider fan, even coming from Sony.
Dude, I love Tomb Raider. I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. I'm a huge fan of the whole remakes, how they've redone the story and everything.
I really like the Tomb Raider, the one on PS3, and then again on PS3 and Xbox 360, and then again on PS4.
Okay. You didn't like the follow-up to that one, though?
I never beat it. I got a little bit into it. I'm probably like 10 hours into it, and I just like there's no motivation to me. And my problem is they made a very gritty, real story in Tomb Raider, and then she's just fine. Like there's no like emotional scarring or like mental damage done from killing like 40 people and like almost getting raped in the one scene, and like I just wanted a more like grounded emotional story, and I just need my problem is I need to let that go. That's not what this story is. That's not what Tomb Raider is. Tomb Raider's never been that. I shouldn't expect that from Tomb Raider. And then this one, it feels more this one feels the most Tomb Raider-y out of all the Tomb Raiders that have come since the remake, which is really cool. I know they've all had like mystic elements to them, but it usually just shows up in the final act, and that's the driving force. This one seems like she takes the dagger, so Trinity can't get it, right. And that's what causes all this shit to happen.
It goes to hell after that.
Yeah. So I'm excited actually for this one. I need to get through Rise of the Tomb Raider so that I know how that ends and how it progresses into this one. But it looks really, really good. Like I always am amazed at how good the Tomb Raider games look.
Yeah, they always phenomenal job with the whole remake.
Yeah. And then, really, all that, from what I can tell, all that we really have left is Forza and Forza Horizon 4. And so everyone knew there was going to be a Forza game.
Yeah. It's in every single Xbox briefing every year. Next year will be Forza. What are we up to now?
9?
I guess so. 7 or 8, 9. 7 or 9.
Yeah. What? Yeah, because it alternates between Horizon and non-Horizon. The thing that I didn't like about it, the only thing, again, I'm trying not to be negative, or not trying not to be negative. I'm not trying to be. Sorry about that. Trying to be negative. Is they did a demo after it, like.
Oh, you didn't like the demo? I thought that was cool, man.
Not even the demo was fine. I liked the demo. I'm over the guy coming out and explaining what's happening as the people play on screen.
Oh, you don't like the live commentation and everything.
Yeah, like I'm over it. They don't even like. I'm so used to how Sony does their conferences now, where it's just like, here, I'm Sean Layden. We had a great year. Watch these games. And then he goes and sits down for 30 minutes, and then he comes back out and is like, that was really cool. We're really happy to announce that we have these indie partnerships. And he sits back down, and you see an indie reel, and then it goes straight back into the game announcements. Like, he's talking for maybe 30 seconds. Like, I don't have a problem with like the interludes or him being like, we have this world, this is what we're trying to do. But like, the whole like, and now we're gonna bring these people out and they're gonna get to play it as I talk about what's happening in the game. like which is fine, but like
they're just kind of watching.
Yeah, like as you're telling me about the game, like you just see a video running in the background, or maybe you just have like, I feel like on stage gameplay chunks only really work for segments of video games, not showing off features of video games. So like whenever Cory Barlog came out and showed off God of War, or whenever essentially during the Ubisoft conference, whenever somebody comes out and plays a segment of Assassin's Creed, they stop talking, the segment opens up, they play through the segment, and then then the screen drops and it says Assassin's Creed blah 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 Odyssey, for those who didn't know that's what's going to be announced. But I'm so over the whole like, and this is our new weather system, and you see them driving on stage, and I have one question about this awesome seasonal thing that they're doing. That like, there's all 4 seasons are in this game, and they cycle through. How fast does it happen? Is it like, how quickly does it happen? Because they showed that whenever it's winter, you can get to inaccessible parts of the map because now the lake's frozen. You can just drive along the lake. What if I'm on the lake and it turns spring? If I just right underneath the water? Like, what happens?
Probably, I bet you it'll more than likely be like we're having a server maintenance update, and then that's when they'll probably do it or something.
Oh, they'll bring the spring, like maybe.
Bring the servers down, then they'll probably do it like that. That's what I would guess. But
that'd be cool. I'll be okay with that. Like, the way they showed it on stage, it was just like...
Yeah,
now it's
just
spring.
like a transition. Yeah, that was crazy.
And I was like, this looks awesome, but what if I'm driving on the ice? But we actually talked about that. We pretty much covered everything. What was like your favorite games? Like, what was your favorite moments? I feel like I was just ripping him a new one the entire time.
Nah, man, it's
good. We forgot about Division 2 and Dying Light 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I have so many mixed feelings when it comes to the Division, man. Like, I was so excited for that game whenever it was, initially announced way back at E3 2013.
Yeah, that's a fun thing.
And man, I gotta tell you, I was so excited from what I saw. They removed so many different aspects and everything from that game. It seems like they kind of pulled apart everything. I had it for a little bit, and
it didn't click.
For it, man. Yeah, I ended up trading it in because I wasn't feeling it. I was like, this is not the division
that you do.
You just got completely changed over all these years. So I mean, I gotta say, the Division 2 looked phenomenal. I thought it was fantastic. It's like they're taking over DC. With everything there, they were boarding on to Xbox One display.
Yeah, at the end of the trailer, it looked.
So, I mean, it looks cool. I mean, but I'm gonna tread kind of like it.
Yeah, no, which is understandable. The Division 1 didn't grab me as much as I thought it was going to. That was really the game's fault, though. At the time it came out, I was really busy. My friends started playing it without me. By the time I got into it, they were really far ahead of me. They were willing to bring me forward, but at that point, I was being stubborn and be like, "No, you guys play without me." But I did dabble in it, and I don't like drawing the comparison because they're very similar but different. I'm just more of a Destiny player, so I can only invest my time like that into one kind of game, and I was already too deep into Destiny to be like, you know what, the Division is the game that I want to invest that kind of time into. But the Division 2, like you said, looks phenomenal. I'm hoping that it builds on what they have in the Division 1 versus what Destiny kind of did and ripped everything from Destiny 1 out and rebuilt. So it seems like it might. There's events going on in the Division. I don't know if they're going on yet, but they are going to start before the launch of Division 2, where you can actually earn Division 2 rewards in Division 1 by playing it in the upcoming months, which is really cool. That just shows that like character progression from one game to the other. Yeah. And then Dying Light 2, I was not expecting this.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
Brian and I got deep into Dying Light 1 for a while. There was a chunk, again talking about Destiny, there was a chunk where we stopped playing Destiny. We were done with it. We got through all the DLC and everything like that. We pretty much did everything we could in it. And then we got into Dying Light, and we got deep into Dying Light, and that game is just so good. And they are flipping a lot of it on its head in Dying Light 2. It's still at night, you're still running from crazy zombies, it's still this post-apocalyptic world, but it seems like there's very little zombies during the day. It seems like it's very people interaction. The thing that
maybe they'll focus a little more on
it seems like it is. So they got one of the best writers to come in and do the story on this one. And they made the story kind of like a Quantic Dream game, where literally every choice matters. And there's 3 choices, it seems like, with every choice. And whatever you pick, that like the other 2 choices are very drastically different outcomes. They fall away, and now this is your world that you're in from here until the next choice. And that just looks really cool. I'm really interested to see how that world gets built, how that world can change from player to player, how much does it change from choice to choice, all that stuff. But count me in. Techland has proven themselves to me with Dying Light and Dead Island, so whatever you want to do, Techland, give it. But that seems like it's all the games. Now, I don't want to be, like I said, ripping into Xbox this entire time. What were your favorite games and favorite moments?
Definitely favorite games. Forza Horizon 4.
You're a big racing fan.
I'm a big racing fan. Yeah, so I love racing cars. I mean, the whole open world aspect is everybody's going to be online at the same time on this game.
Yep.
They're playing. I mean, to have something like that is truly phenomenal. So I think it's going to be a huge hit for Xbox and definitely a system seller as well. Like I mentioned, I thought the Division 2 looked good, but I'm gonna tread a little bit cautiously when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And obviously Gears 5 and Halo and those guys are gonna curse themselves.
Oh, they have to be.
Yeah, no doubt. But outside of games, I thought the big thing, of course, was the announcement of the acquisition of those 5 studios. I mean, they're bringing in now, looks like. And alongside with that, they also mentioned that the next Xbox is indeed
in development.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. That's what they mentioned that. So, yeah, I mean, those 5 studios, I mean, hopefully they can be able to bring up some strong, exclusive titles for Xbox. The future definitely looks bright, I think, for them.
Yeah, they definitely, in my eyes, what they needed to do was give me a reason to turn my Xbox on, and as of right now, this very moment, they didn't. I'll have to see how these games pan out, which they all are very promising. The majority of the ones that I'm excited for, though, are cross-platform. So even if they are really good games, I'm going to prefer to play them on my PlayStation. But if Gears 5 and Halo, whenever that comes out, and if Crackdown surprises me and ends up being this crazy great game, then yeah, I'll start looking into my Xbox. Ori and the Willow and the Wisps, that right now is my top Xbox exclusive that I'm really excited for. Everything else that I'm excited for, again, are on both systems. The Captain Spirit is on both systems. I'm really excited about that, but I'm just not sure if Xbox, until Sony and Nintendo have their conference, if either one, even if Sony bombs completely and Nintendo has a good conference, I don't think Xbox did what they needed to do. And even in reverse, if Sony does really well and Nintendo kind of falters, Xbox didn't do what they needed to do. What the sad thing is, Xbox's fate in what their conference did rests in how good Sony's and Nintendo's conference are, in my opinion. So like,
it's all about positioning. And
yeah,
Sony's
like
been last here for the last few years, so yeah.
So they can change things on the fly. Like, oh wait, Xbox didn't have that strong of a conference. We can hold this announcement. We don't have to announce it right now. Oh, Xbox had a stellar announcement. Give them the announcement. Give them the showstopper. And then Sony also has a position of PSX as well, so they changed that a little bit.
That's true. Yeah.
So we should see a more influx of announcements this year. It's not going to be split up every 6 months, getting a full E3 press event again. But I think it was a good conference. It was better than EA's by far. They showed me way more games I was excited about. Surprisingly, because everything on EA's conference I could play on my PlayStation, and only some of the things on Xbox's conference I can play on my PlayStation, which is my preferred platform. So, but I still think they did a really good job. I think they did everything that they could do. Now it's almost like Xbox won all the games they needed in the last few games, and now they have to wait for this other team to lose to make the playoffs. And that's the easiest way for me to describe it, because if Sony comes out and has even a good outing, if they announce 1 or 2 titles that like just were complete surprises out of the blue, like Bloodborne 2, and like even a small title like Ratchet and Clank, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando remake, then Sony, I'm sorry, beats Xbox, at least in my eyes. Yeah. I care about those titles way more than I care about anything Xbox announced. And then Nintendo, all they have to do is show me Pokemon, and
dude, the internet will freaking blow up. I mean,
I feel bad for Xbox. I feel like there's really nothing they can do. But what they did do is they didn't drop the ball. They weren't the studio. They weren't the conference that came out and fumbled and were like, "Oh, we don't really know the message we're trying to." They had a very clear message.
Yeah,
we're about games.
Clear vision, clear focus.
Yeah. And that's what they need. That they had the reason why Xbox One didn't do well in the beginning is because it was too fragmented, kind of like how PlayStation 3's was whenever PlayStation 3 was first announced. So it's good to see. It's only good news, even for me as a PlayStation fan, to see Xbox doing well, because all that does is make Sony have to do better and Nintendo have to do better, and vice versa.
It makes the industry great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you have competition like that. It drives each studio, each developer, each publisher to just bring it.
Exactly. But I was really happy with what they announced and how they did their conference. There was a few things I wish they would have changed. There was a few things that I wish they just maybe didn't show yet. And then this isn't Xbox's fault. I really wish I would have held on to that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer until it was dead on. That way there was absolutely nothing that anybody could say about it.
Maybe we'll see more at Square Enix's.
I would be floored if we didn't. I'm hoping to see gameplay footage.
That would be incredible.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like we have to.
yeah, and then that's at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, or 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll get all that news pretty early tomorrow. And then we have Bethesda later tonight, which I honestly, for how I feel about Bethesda, it might be the ugly show. But I'm hoping that I can eat my pride and eat my opinion and just objectively observe it, and maybe they'll surprise me. But I don't like anything Bethesda does or how they run anything. So
that could go either way. I am, I respect them. I'm really interested to see what they have at the table. But you bring up a really good point. It's like, what else would you have to show? But maybe they have surprises for us. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I have high hopes, actually, or my expectations are really high because of what they've done. Like announcing 2 of probably your biggest games of this year already, and showing it off on a conference that's not yours. It just alludes to the fact that maybe they have an IP that we don't know about, It's going to be really like something surprising, something crazy is going to happen, but last year didn't, so I don't know if I expect it this year. So we haven't had a Fallout 4 moment in a very long time. And it's out in 3 months. Like, what?
Yeah. This is that was nuts, man. I remember that. It was like, holy crap. Yep.
Was there anything that you expected to see at the Xbox conference that wasn't there?
Not really. Nothing out of the ordinary. That I thought should have been there that wasn't. I think pretty much everything that I expected to see in the conference. I thought they did a good job. If we were to rate it, like going back to our ratings conference, I would probably say this was a good conference. What would you rate it?
Good as well. I actually wrote down good. It wasn't. If they would have now, to be fair, the only way they would have gotten great for me is if they came out and they were just like completely converted me, and I was like, holy shit, I need to get all of these Xbox games. Which it would have. I don't know what would have had to happen for them to do that, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
The world would have had to melt. It would have been like Naughty Dog walking it off stage on the Xbox conference, being like, we're Xbox exclusive now. Alright, Sony, out. Like, I'm going to Xbox. But yeah, I thought it was a really good conference. Much better than EA's. But
definitely a clear vision and a purpose. Yeah, they're on the right track. Yeah, they're definitely on the right track. They're not going anywhere.
This, if Sony doesn't fumble again, and if Sony keeps their pride down and they're humble going into PlayStation 5, it's going to be a crazy next gen between Xbox and PlayStation, because that means the only reason I feel PlayStation did as well as it did is because Xbox completely gave it to PlayStation. And the same thing happened the year before. PlayStation pretty much just handed it to Xbox. So I'm interested to see what the climate of gaming looks like when both consoles start off on the perfect foot. And the only thing that can throw a wrench in that plan is if, and I would be surprised if it's not Xbox 18. Let's just say that's what it's going to be called, because numbers on Microsoft's side don't work.
Don't matter, yeah.
So the Xbox 18 and the PlayStation 5 are going to be continuations of their current system. So the ecosystem that currently exists on Xbox is just going to migrate. The ecosystem currently existing on PlayStation is just going to migrate, because everything that you have will just carry over. Download content, backwards capability, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see. Sony might win by default just because they have the numbers now. But who knows what the new systems look like. We won't know probably, I would say late next year. They'll announce them late 2020. They'll be out.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. Yeah, that from what the past rumors have said, yeah, it definitely sounds like, that seems like that would be right around the right time frame.
Yep.
Sweet, good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, with that said, I guess that pretty much wraps up our Xbox E3 Media Briefing live reaction here on Facebook and YouTube. If you guys have tuned in, we thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
We're going to be going live here once again, either later this evening or tomorrow. Probably going to be live quite a bit tomorrow. We got a lot going on. If we don't do Bethesda tonight, we will be doing it tomorrow for sure, along with reaction with Square Enix and PlayStation as well. So I mean, yeah, we got a lot to cover. This is just the beginning, man. I mean,
literally the first conference. Yeah, we have.
Year. I mean, it's so chaotic. I don't know how I am able to keep my head on a swivel with all this stuff, but I'll tell you what, man.
It has to be. Yeah. You have to, or else you get lost. Yep.
That's where we come in. So, speaking of which, if you haven't, make sure you head on over to mammothgamers.com, because we have plenty of E3 related content up there, including our live reaction from the conference that went down last night. We have plenty of opinion editorials on there as well related to E3. You can't miss it. You definitely got to make sure you head on over to mammothgamers.com. Keep big, keep locked far as everything else, you want to make sure you follow Mammoth Gamers on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @Mammoth_Gamers. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you're watching this now. Greatly appreciated. We're starting small when we get there, but go ahead and hit us
Help
up.
us grow with us.
Help us grow, yeah. Hit us up on on Facebook. You can just search for us on Mammoth Gaming News. We're on there as well. And definitely make sure you hit us up. Myself, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Twitter, you can hit me up @Albert Jenkins. You can find me on Facebook. Just search for me there. I'm on pretty much all
Yep. And if you want to follow me, I have a bunch of articles on Mammoth. Also, you can follow me on Twitter @LostHeroes13, spelled like the shows, no spaces or underscores. And also, if you want a less angry, less biased, or negative bias approach to the Xbox conference and what they did from an Xbox fan, Dave is doing our recap, and that should be up soon, if not now, of the written Xbox recap. And he's basically the opposite of me. I'm a huge PlayStation fan, he's a huge Xbox fan, so this conference was for him and for you guys who are Xbox fans. So if you want a non-biased, negative biased review, definitely check out his recap. It's definitely probably much more praising than I. So
for sure, yeah. So yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps things up for the Xbox E3 2018 Media Briefing Live Reaction Show here at Mammoth Gamers, Facebook and YouTube. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned. Make sure you click that bell and subscribe, because we'll be going live like crazy here within the next 24 hours. So
Bethesda in an hour.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh crap, I gotta order food. We gotta watch this Bethesda conference.
Yep.
With that said, we're out of here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.